Okay, so here I'm going to show you some tips on how to come up with a family of colors that relate to one another. Here we have already some swatches of the red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and magenta that I just made simply by making a selection on a new layer, picking the color I want. So let's say first, in this case, red, and then painting that. So that's how you do that, if you didn't know. What I'm going to do is to copy this and just show you one quick way to kind of maybe discover some interesting colors that work for you. Would be to then go, once a certain amount of it is selected, like that, go to Image, Adjust, Hue, Saturation. And here you can play with a couple different things. You can play with hue, and that alters the colors throughout, alternating their hue. You can find like middle ground hues that kind of go well together with some orange and whatnot. You can also play with saturation of the whole group as well as brightness of the whole group. All of these I think would relate to creating like a family of color that could be used in an interior space or whatnot, so that they'll relate to one another in some way. So yeah, saturation, lightness, and hue. That's one way of doing that. Another thing we could do would be, let me create a new selection set. I'll just move that down towards the bottom here. And let's say if we had some kind of brown tone to start with. I'll just paint that. And I wanted the color, the next color, to be a different color, but maybe relate to that. I can also then go here again, hue, adjust, and there I could adjust the hue, and all these colors would relate with the saturation level and lightness of that brown. So I could maybe pick a red-ish tone that might go well with that. Another option to do is to just actually using the tones here. I'll do that again here. Let's see. Well, we've got that selection. By just picking the saturation level and just sliding across, let's see, which one could we do? I guess here as well. So here we're sliding the hue with the saturation staying the same. So that's another place to pick colors that would work for you, to pick colors within a certain family. And then lastly, if you need to get some inspiration, there's this custom button, and you can find different family colors. There's all sorts of different things to look at, and it has many different sample colors that you can try to find colors that relate. And let's say I find a color that I like this. Let's see, what do I like here? How about a nice green? Let's say I like this green here. Hit OK. Create a new selection. Go ahead and paint that. But now I can go back to the picker, and in this case, let's see, I guess under hue, now I can change to different hues, and I can then pick, say for instance, this blue, and let's see how well that goes with that. So two colors I think work fairly well together in a scheme where one could be, maybe two paint colors on walls or whatnot. So just a way of using the hue and saturations and whatnot to come up with different color schemes. One last touch to talk about though is when you finally are satisfied with the colors you want, well, what color is that actually? If I go to the picker, I can pick that color, then I can double click here, and here I've got a little web code for what that color is. I also have the RGB values. I can then copy paste these numbers into 3D Studio or any other program, and I should get the same color that I have here. So that's it.